I truly believe that we live in the single greatest time in history for travel. You can see the coastlines of the world from the comfort of a cruise ship. You can hop on a plane and be on the other side of the globe in less than a day. Or if you really want to experience a country, you can slow travel in some type of expedition vehicle. And after 56 countries of international travel, that is now my focus. This is my 12-valve Cummins expedition truck that I built over 6 months with help from some incredibly talented and generous people, and it takes me to some of the most remote corners of Canada. And the greatest trip yet has been to the Canadian Arctic. It is my tremendous pleasure to welcome you all to the Arctic Circle expedition.
In 600 meters, merge onto Trans-Canada Highway, British Columbia 1 West.
First big challenge of the season, getting the whole rig and the trailer through the city to the airport. Shouldn't be an issue. Nobody wants to get in a wreck any more than I do, especially not with this tank.
I was waking up this morning, waking up before it's getting 9.
Big rigging in the big city. Stuck in a big old traffic jam. When the diesel's burning, the wheels are turning, am I right? Is that a Peterbilt? Or of a custom built? Hey, what's your GVW? Oh, I've always been known for big loads. Just got a 12-valve Cummins. Turned up the fuel screw. Just sips fuel like a pack mule. You know what they say? Rolling coal fuels the soul. They call this one a 5-speed, but it's really only a 1. Slow. Okie dokie. Emmy has officially arrived safe and sound. Flight was delayed, so we're coasting on a rock solid 3 hours of sleep, but ready for a grand adventure. First phase of the plan is pretty basic. Just gotta get back to Williams Lake. So there's really only 2 main routes to go from Lower Mainland to the central interior. You have the more popular, which is the Coquihalla, popularized by the television show Highway Through Hell. And then you have the canyon, the Fraser Canyon to be exact, which is basically just a string of has-been towns. That's the route we're gonna take because it's absolutely beautiful. And we're just pulling into Hope right now, which is the entrance to the canyon, and coincidentally the largest town we're going to go through, and we'll be through it in less than 1 minute.
The canyon really is a beautiful drive with some great history, but after years of exploring British Columbia and the Yukon territory, I have an extensive knowledge of routes off of the beaten path. So throughout this expedition, I'll be taking you outside of the tourist area as much as possible so you can get a taste of what life is actually like in these remote little pockets of Canada. Our first stop is in the beautiful little town of Horsefly, BC.
You know, it's changed a lot. Things change over time. Everybody wants to take a snapshot of the way they are right now, and that's not the way the world works. You know, it's changing all the time. Like elk are moving in here a bit now, and you know, there used to be elk here years and years ago. There was no moose. You know, the first moose seen here was like 1910, 1913 was the first moose ever seen, you know, in the caribou. And now there's not as many moose, but the elk are starting to move back. There used to be thousands of elk, you know, so things change over time, you know, and you know, you can't change that. Right. You know, you just got to let it go the way it goes. I bought my first guide area here from Bill Reed in 1980. You know, I mean, at that time, everything was wide open, you know, and there was no LEH, you know, limited entry hunting. There was, you know, you just went in and tag and hunted whatever you wanted to hunt sort of a deal. Because in them days, you know, I mean, there wasn't all the roads there is now, you know, so everything was by horseback or whatever, so, you know, you had to ride everywhere, so, you know, you didn't need a big guide territory, you know, whereas now, I mean, there's roads everywhere. It's changed a lot. The game isn't what there used to be. We used to go into the mountains, it'd be nothing to see 15, 20, 30 bucks a day. You know, now you don't even see a deer up there. I mean, there's nothing. You know, and the fields down here be nothing in the spring, you know, when they're fresher enough to see a couple 100, 300 deer in the fields. And now, you know, it's actually looked pretty good this year. I've seen 10 today. You know, and I'm a guide outfitter primarily. All winter long I trap. We sell our furs in the auctions usually, or a private buyer. You know, there's some buyers too. Most of your buyers are actually from China, Russia are the two biggest buyers. Greece, Turkey, Korea, you know, those places are the biggest buyers, you know, of fur. I've been chased the odd time, you know, a couple times by grizzly bears. Mostly it's when I'm going in after a wounded black bear or something that a hunter's maybe wounded that I've gone after that, you know, they'll attack you sometimes. 99% of the time it's not going to be a problem, you know, but I mean, it can be a problem. I had one grab me one time that a hunter had wounded, you know, and, you know, and thumped him between the ears with the butt of my rifle because he was too close to shoot. But he finally let me go and ran. But
Did he grab your leg or just?
Yeah, he grabbed me by the legs there, and about the same time I come down with the butt of my rifle and beamed him right between the ears, and then he finally shook and took off, and then I slowed him down. But
Wow, that must have been quite a rush.
it does give you a rush. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. But yeah, the grizzly bear chased me one time there, and I mean, luckily I had my car door open, and I mean, he was just roaring and just frickin' right on my butt, you know. And Christ, I just jumped in the truck, luckily the door, and slammed the door in his face, and turned around and went, man, I tell you, if he wasn't slipping in my shit, he probably would have caught me.
It doesn't really matter if I'm traveling abroad or in my own backyard. It's always a treat getting to meet the locals and share them with you. And like most places, Horsefly ended up keeping us a little bit longer than intended, but I certainly can't complain about an extra couple days in a beautiful place like this. We scored a great spot right on the banks of the Horsefly River to catch up on some editing, but it's officially time to point our compass north and start burning some fuel.
I'm just a house of stones. Somebody hold me steady. This doesn't feel like home. These walls are getting heavy.
Here we go! We're fueled up, gassed up, oiled up, and coffeeed up, ready to head northbound. I feel like I've been saying it for weeks, but we're officially on the road, and it feels great. Typically I trickle north, and it takes me a week or so to get to Prince Rupert, but this year we're hammered down straight to Prince Rupert. I'm thinking 2, maybe 3 days.
If you're heading north to the Arctic Circle, be it Alaska or Canada, your routes are pretty limited. From Prince George, you can continue north towards Dawson Creek and the Alaska Highway, also known as the Alcan, or you can head west towards the less popular, but to me preferable, Cassiar Highway. As well, the western route offers us the option to get out on the ocean and hopefully fill the new freezer. Last night we found ourselves a beautiful little spot just east of Burns Lake, BC, and today we can finish our push to the Pacific.
Wash the ashes from my hands. Start something new again. 'Cause I don't wanna know who I've been. I just wanna know who you are. See the stars and how they sit. They stay still when everything else spins. Can I know the way of their heart? Can I know the way of their heart? So slow me down. Walk me through your river. Walk me through your river.
I love traveling in the rig, and I love traveling slowly, but there's no getting around the fact that it takes forever to get anywhere. Needless to say, we have not made it to Prince Rupert, but we have certainly made it to a lower elevation because the boat's flat. We are at the Exchampsix River, an area of which I am mildly familiar, and an area that is exceptionally beautiful. I think it's a nice opportunity to get the boat out, get it aired up, and do a bit of sightseeing, because this whole area is very, very nice. My only concern is the depth of the river because of the drought, but I think it should be fine.
I've been up this river once before in this boat with the prop, and once before in a jet boat. And I know we're gonna be a little bit limited as to how far we can get with depth, but we're really just going out looking for some beautiful views, and we're already in the midst of it. So I think it's gonna be a pretty good day. Navigating the log maze. I hope we can get through here. This might be as far as we can get already. I gotta just fix that thing properly.
Girl?
Come here! Arigato! First portage. Come on. How are you doing?
Good.
Good?
Nice cruising.
Well, it's a beautiful view from here, but I think we've hit the end of the line. This whole shelf up ahead of us here is all quite shallow. A bunch of trees stuck in there. I'd hate to break a shear pin on the prop and then come floating down through the trees. There we go. Well, I had really envisioned a glorious run way up the river. I think we made it less than 2 kilometers. But whilst we enjoy a very Japanese lunch, I'll let you guys enjoy some beautiful views. If there's anything that's going to attract a big grizzly bear, it's a tuna mayonnaise rice ball. little bit of grizzly bait. Hey, bear! Get out of here, you friggin' bear! You gotta let him know you're around. Just starting to rain. Perfect time to pack up and mosey back to camp. Pressure is higher than it's ever been. Between licenses and gear, we're into this operation for $1,000. We need full limits of everything.
In this dark night, it's too hard for me to say now if the rays of hope will shine again someday.
Stoked to have nice new warm gear, but can you believe Prince Rupert, early May, sweating in this jacket?
Was the stars guiding me to God's shores now? Was the devil set me drifting once more? Will these clouds ever lift and the map again reveal? And some tales are just too dark to tell.
When you buy it, it's perfectly coiled.
Oh
Look
no.
at this. You can do it?
I think so.
Arigato. This is gotta come on there. Oh, that's looking promising. That's it.
That's it.
Okay, I want to go deeper. Dropping the other one close to Salt Lakes. See that? Nice coil. Goes out super. I mean, I'm not the kind of guy to lose my patience, but this is about enough. It's like 10 feet deep here. As a matter of fact, I can see the bottom.
What?
Need to fix that depth sounder immediately. Whoa, scored some seaweed.
Wow.
Round 3. Looking for about 80 feet here. Gonna have a BF. Look at that. That's the spot. I can see the crabs tugging at it already. Pretty straightforward run today. And if you're coming into Prince Rupert, there's only 2 ways you can do it on a boat. The big ships come through there. That's like the cargo ships, the ferries, and the cruise ships. It's really deep going through there. We're gonna go through Metlakatla Pass. There's some very shallow sections, so you have to go in a small boat or do your research for plotting a course through there. It's a beautiful little pass though, and that'll bring us right out to the open ocean, and then a short shot straight across to Lucy. Got Lucy Island off to the right, open ocean off the bow. Here's the basic system. Couldn't tell you what it's called, but there's a big chunk of lead on the bottom, then a T-shaped thing, and then some octopus, and I guess that just goes right down to the bottom. That's the bottom. Oh yeah, we're fishing. Oh, it's heavy already. I guess basically the goal is to catch 2 halibut before either of us get seasick. Changing locations. Okay, Okay. Here it is. Hung up in the bag. Guaranteed fish right here in this spot. It's not deep at all. The bottom's right there. It's about to happen. I can tell. Caught some weeds. I think if you're in the weeds, you're definitely not in Halibut County. Spot number 3, feeling super optimistic. I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. Guaranteed success. This spot friggin' sucks. Spot number 4 coming right up. Oh yeah, that's the one. They like it right there on the drop off. I tell you, Emmy and I traveled 33 countries together, living on a cruise ship. Not once did she talk about being seasick. First day out on the skiff, sicker than a dog. I think she's faking it. I think she's just sick of my jokes. I'll tell you what I'm sick of. No friggin' fish. Oh, what the heck? Trying to look cool for all the new viewers that don't realize I'm not a very good fisherman. There's the bottom. Just shy of 1,000 feet. Emmy has come back to the land of the living, trying her luck at some fishing. And let me tell you, it's a good thing she makes good sandwiches, because neither of us make a very good fisherman. Time to call her quits and head back. Halibut or no halibut, I certainly can't complain about the day. It is beautiful out here, nice and calm. The sun came out, and my optimism has only been mildly diminished. There's gonna be 2 full pots of dungees coming up. So far feels like nothing but rope.
Oh, please.
You wanna pull it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should.
Lighter than before.
Lighter than before? I think it's still on the bottom. There's no way. Oh, it's at the top? There's a couple crabs in it.
Really?
3. Yep.
Oh, that's big one.
Oh, so we weren't total losers.
Yeah.
Just. Okie dokie. You can already tell this one is heavier. Okay, you're up. Okay. This is the big moment.
Oh, it's heavy.
Oh, it's heavy?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. You're almost halfway.
Half.
I don't know. You tell me. Take a look over there.
I don't see anything. Oh my god!
Is it full?
Quiet.
No, I can't see it.
Come here.
After this struggle, this thing better be stuffed to the friggin' brim. Oh, and it is too. Yes. Okay, let me help you. This is what a crab trap should friggin' look like. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, finally a friggin' success. Look at the size of this baby. Drastically more than large enough. Finally a bit of success today and some food for the freezer. And the name of the game is food for the freezer. So we're gonna switch the 1 crab pot over to the highly producing spot, and we'll retrieve them tomorrow. We ended up doing really good crabbing, but I'd really like Emmy to experience catching her first real fish. And lucky for me, I have a little professional help in this town. My buddy Hayden owns a charter company, so we're heading out bright and early tomorrow. See if we can get Emmy into her first ever salmon and her first halibut.
When you fish in the lower mainland, it's quite often you see you know, 100 boats fishing the mouth of the Fraser and the big traffic jam, and it just doesn't really happen up here. The fishing can be pretty good down south as well, but it just doesn't compare to up north, you know. It's kind of the last Wild West as far as fishing goes, you know, and nobody talks about Prince Rupert. Everybody goes to Haida. So Prince Rupert's almost a well-kept secret still, you know.
You have to yell fish on. How's it feeling?
You got this.
So if it pulls really hard, you let go of the hand. Take line.
There you go. Come back here. There we go. Good job.
Let's pull it! Breathe again. Need no more reeling? No more reeling? See that flasher? Okay, so steady, gentle lift. Up high, nice and high. There it is!
Good job!
That's a beauty.
Oh man!
That's a beauty. You guys are gonna be eating for a while.
Wow, that's a good sized salmon.
BC is a magical place, and anybody coming to experience it for the first time, it's just special to see. And that everybody's in awe of the mountains, the ocean, the wildlife. How do you go wrong? You can't beat the Chinook either. The Chinook fishing, like we still get monster Chinooks here on the regular. I've been guiding for 7 years now. I got into it because I didn't want to be, 50, 60 years old and wish I tried something. And once I tried it, I fell in love, and this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. You've been out here as much as I have, put as many hours in, and had good teachers. It just becomes easier and easier once you know your area and you know how to read the tides. Yeah, limits aren't impossible in Rupert at all. It happens quite often. It's one of the best spots we have on the coast, for sure.
Here we go.
First fish of the season.
It's a trophy, guarantee it.
Yeah,
It's gonna spool me.
Amy was like, I didn't want this one.
Oh, yeah! Woo! Fish on! Beauty! Thanks, guys. Good thing we were here to help you.
Yeah, right?
Time management is huge when you're out here. You don't want to waste time. So getting dialed in and understanding what tide to target, what species is huge. And we maximize time the best we can. So depending on, like, you know, first light salmon bite, that's totally a thing. So, you know, try to get out there like we did today and get our salmon real quick, and then move off and use maybe a slack tide for halibut after that would be perfect.
Got another big one! Well, there you have it. That's how it's supposed to be done. Less than an hour of fishing, and all of us have a fish in the boat. Gonna head out for some deeper water and hopefully some halibut.
Halibut is kind of the bread and butter. It's one of the best spots we have on the coast for halibut. Today the weather picked up a little bit more than it was supposed to, but it's pretty typical, especially early season in May and then late season, you know, late August, September. Sometimes it's a mixed bag. You don't know quite what you're going to get, but it's about being able to adapt and make the best out of a situation. The nice part about Rupert is no matter what the weather's doing, there's usually somewhere we can go to get out of the weather, and the fishing's so good that we usually still get on to fish regardless.
Look at these sea legs. I'm like a human gimbal. Here we are right in the middle of the Pacific. Over there is British Columbia. This island you can see right here, that's Japan. Going down for some hallies. It's very heavy. There you go. Keep pushing them up there. There he is! You're gonna hold it, and then I'm gonna grab him. It's hard.
We have quite a bit of travel coming up this season within the interior, so we want to take advantage of the coast as much as possible while we're here. And of course, the more time I spend in the Northwest, the more secret little spots I'm told about. We're going to try and get to at least a few of them. So this week we're pointing our compass out of the city and off the highway.
Stop to get fuel, and it appears we are donating a substantial amount of oil to the ground. So I'll teach you a little something I've learned about this old diesel truck. This old 12 valve is a bulletproof engine, incredibly reliable, super efficient. It'll drive itself right into the grave, but it'll also rattle itself to absolute pieces. So if you're not constantly checking your bolts, they'll basically just fall right out. And that is kind of what's happened here. The vacuum pump gasket is completely destroyed, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do to reseal this thing. And then I remembered
When I left Williams Lake, I had a small oil leak that I thought was the vacuum pump. So before leaving town, I bought complete vacuum pump reseal kit, and it comes with the freaking gasket. I cannot believe it. I often feel like I over prepare for some of these trips, and I never end up breaking into my spare parts. Tools, of course, but not often parts. And spare parts take up a lot of space. I cannot believe this time it's paying off so freaking perfectly. Because it's a Sunday and it's a long weekend, and I don't feel like living in this parking lot for 4 days.
See you later. Safe
Bye.
travels.
Bye, it's great to meet you guys.
People often comment about how rust-free this truck is, and it's because 12 valves, they actually like to leak a little bit of oil. And if you just let them leak it, it's basically just a rust protector. I think that should do the trick. Well, I'll be honest with you, it took a second try. Somebody didn't properly clean the sealing surface, but replenished the lost fluids, and we're ready to hit the road. Drastically behind schedule because of the breakdown, but that's okay because we don't really have that far to go. This week's plan, we're gonna take the road into Work Channel. Last week we just spent a tiny bit of time in Work Channel in from Lac Williams, which I've done twice before, but there's actually an old road that comes in here. A couple people have told me it's closed. A couple people have told me that it's open and improved. Today we're gonna find out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Welcome to Destination Adventure Flight 69. If you take a look out the right window, you're gonna see some potholes. Take a look out the left, you're gonna see some potholes. Directly in front of us, we got some more potholes. Yep, that's a full-on diesel-powered mountain climber. Might have to go into the rig and get my back road map book. We've taken 2 possible wrong turns, and the road is getting increasingly less traveled very quickly. Well, we have made it, which is exciting. It was just as easy as everyone said, but the directions were entirely wrong. Things are looking pretty good here. Busted out the old Dollarama leveling shovel. Made us a nice camp spot. Got $1 million view over here. And all the way from camp, I can see multiple limits of dungeons, at least 100 pounds of prawns chilling out there, just begging for a trap. 4x4 stop boat.
You go first and then me.
We're going.
I couldn't follow you.
Oh, piece of cake. Here we go. Ready for a great day on the water.
amazing. Everyone told me almost certainly we'd do really well crabbing here. I'm losing faith a little bit. It's a really steep drop off. We're going from like 15 feet to 80 feet in about 50 feet. Sitting right here at 80 feet on a high tide. Basically perfect. Just like that. This shrimp pot, on the other hand, is a total experiment. I know we have at least 200 feet of rope, maybe 250. So I'm looking for just a little bit deeper than 200, but I'll tell you, it drops off really quick here. We're looking at 254 feet and we're just barely offshore. Not much of a knots guy, so usually I just go with the double granny and then tape it with electrical tape. Just learned how to do a cinch knot from my old man. So I think it should be okay without the tape, but just in case, we don't want to lose our first ever full pot of prawns. I think we found a whole herd of shrimps. Right there. Slightly too deep, but that's okay. You're gonna smell this cat food from a mile away. If you're curious how accidents happen, go ahead and keep watching me stab holes in this cat food. If this is the only place we make it today, I will not complain. Got a perfect break in the rain. Just for a couple minutes here. Just going through the mouth into this other opening. So beautiful. That heavy mist laying in the trees. When we woke up to that rain this morning, I thought if it breaks today, it's gonna look just spectacular, and here we are. I can see waterfalls up there coming down the cliff. Just love it.
Camping in grizzly territory comes, of course, with its own set of risks and its own set of safety protocol. But it really is a magical experience getting to be surrounded by grizzlies in the wild, in their natural habitat. The 2 nights that we spent here, we saw close to a dozen grizzlies, and they're both confident and curious animals, which allows for a lot of opportunities to film relatively closely. And I think my 2 favorite bears of the entire season were this beautiful, light-haired mom and her very cute and very curious cub. In a location as remote as this one, there's a good chance that these bears have never seen a human before. So it's important, if you're filming, to be as non-invasive as possible. But to have a moment where an animal is comfortable and calm enough to actually have an interaction with you is a really special moment. And this mom and cub had about 20 minutes of very active interaction with me, and this was an experience that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Look at the friggin' boat launch we're dealing with here. Things might get a little interesting. Oh, black bear over there.
Where?
On the other side of the river.
There?
Yeah, see him? You stay over there, Mr. Bear. Double rock. There we go. Absolute piece of cake. Got another new grizz bear right over there by camp. Got it. Oh!
Heavy?
Oh, it's plumb full. It's definitely not empty. Don't get any ideas over there, Mr. Grizzly. These crabs are for us. Empty. A little bit to the left. Neutral.
Oh! Oh! Oh my god!
There's 3 prawns and a fish. What the heck is that thing?
Crawfish? Small.
Excuse me? Does anybody know what this thing is? Looks like a freaking lobster.
Oh. Is that a crawfish?
It looks also like a crawfish. Wow.
Cute.
Going back. Whatever it is. Watch them swim. Pretty bad swimmer.
Wow.
It is a beautiful morning to be out enjoying a dark roast prawn. I'm more of a double-double kind of guy, but this one's a triple.
Prince Rupert is one of the towns that seems to keep me the longest. Great people, great adventures, and of course, great seafood. But with so many miles still ahead of us, it's time to point the compass north and start covering some more ground. I think I have a pretty neat route planned out that should keep us off the highway at least as much as possible. So this week, we're repositioning.
Thrown back, I got caught reeling. Blame the hook on the feeling from the past. Braiding the line.
Unless you're planning on putting your rig on the ferry, there's really only one route out of Prince Rupert, but it's a route you won't soon forget, running along the Skeena River down in the valley. Beautiful mountains all around, and that takes you right up into Terrace, where you're gonna have a couple different options. Most people continue through Terrace up to Kitwanga Junction, and then up 37 from there. We're gonna be turning just before Terrace and taking a bit of a back route up the Cranberry Connector. Whichever way you take, make sure you're fueled up, because it's your last chance for a little while.
dark days fed up concealing. Like war, something revealing to our eyes. Stole away with every reason why.
We just stopped in this rest area for a quick break, and there's a fox here. Unfortunately, obviously people have been feeding him, but he is so docile. Emmy's over here scoring some photos. He wants food, but he's been coming right over. Like, I was just trying to get shots of him and he came right up to the camera. Pretty fun footage, but not very good to see a fox that comfortable around humans. But foxes get like that pretty easy. We used to get them on the oil patch all the time. As soon as you set up a lease for more than a week, the foxes would come by right at lunchtime. But this is a beautiful little rest area here. This custom tool is gonna work, but it's a nightmare spot, and it's currently very hot. Hey, excuse me, could you pass me the 7/16? First mandatory stop if you're heading out to the Cranberry. Always gotta get some water from the pea tree, as the locals call it. Best water in the whole world. So I guess the plan is to try and fill this jug without getting too wet. A little bit wet is to be expected, but a lot of it wet is what I'm trying to avoid. There we go. It's gotta last us the next 5 months. No. Well, it's a real shame having to leave this camp spot, but after all the years of admiring it on the way by, I'm happy we at least got a night. On the way to the Cranberry Junction, you go through the Nass lava fields, and I've done it several times on the channel, so we're not planning on stopping to film much on the way through. But if you're in the area, I highly recommend it. It's an interesting area. It's actually Canada's most recent volcanic eruption, and as much as it was a terrible tragedy at the time, it's very beautiful today. It's just kilometer after kilometer of this lava flow, and it's really neat because there's a water system that goes through it, and I don't know if the water's picking up sediment from the lava rock or if it's getting filtered out, but it's a beautiful turquoise. Not so much this time of year because we're still in freshet, but in the fall it is glorious. Nevertheless, we're just coming up to our turn, head down the Cranberry. Here we go, whipping the Cran, getting some mud on the boots. There's a 51 kilometer long section of often poorly maintained dirt road. It's obviously been recently graded, but it is rough right now. It'll take you from New Ianch over to Highway 37, and we don't plan on stopping to camp anywhere here, but there is several really nice lakes and rivers. Today, just to reposition. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Welcome to Destination Adventure Flight 69. If you take a look out the front, you'll see the exceptionally rough Cranberry Connector. If you take a look in the camper, you'll see all of our stuff is probably on the floor. Well, that's the end of the Cranberry, and we're officially on to the Cassiar Highway, my favorite highway in BC. I have other sections that are preferable, but as far as complete highways, this one's number one, and it's going to take us all the way to Yukon territory. But today we'll be turning off and dropping down into Stewart. This is the earliest I've ever been this far north, and the drive down in here is just wild. This whole season I haven't been able to shake the feeling that we're behind schedule, but the reality is the road up to Tuk isn't even open yet. Seeing how much snow is in the mountains, I'm a little bit nervous about the road up to Salmon Glacier, but today we should have a beautiful view of Bear Glacier. beautiful weather here in Stewart today. We're resurrecting an old forgotten campsite. Finally got to bust out the silky big boy.
I was, I think, grade 1 or something, and they marched us down to the hospital 2 or 3 blocks, and we had to lie on these mats and get sun lamp treatments because they said we didn't get enough sun in Stewart. And nowadays they don't want you to go to the sun, but anyway. But I mean, you're grade 1 and you have to lie there in your underwear. You were quite embarrassed. You don't like it.
Take me where the sun is shining. Watch the mist roll down the mountain. A place we can go.
What do? I hang out in between this mountain and that mountain. I work at that dock over there. Spend my life going back and forth from that dock to home. Every once in a while I go out of town. That's it.
That's it.
Me and Marge the barge go fishing once in a while.
I came to Stewart when I was 5 months old, and my dad had a restaurant in Barkerville. The gold rush was a big thing. People were paying in shares, they didn't have any money. So then they came up to Stewart and they opened a restaurant here. But my dad had cancer and he was sent out to the States for treatments and stuff, to the Mayo Clinic and stuff. And he died when I was 6 years old in Vancouver. So my mom was left up here with 2 little girls. I was 6 and my sister was 8. You know, she's in a strange country and it must have been very tough for her. But anyway, she managed. And I stayed here in school. It only went up to grade 9 then, and I took 10, 11, and 12 by correspondence, which is something like the internet now.
What is Stewart? It's a mining town mostly, right beside Alaska. There's Alaska right there. 2 kilometers away from Stewart. Actually, my parents lived in Hyder, and I was born in Stewart. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were young, we all went to Hyder to party. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I grew up and that was all our stomping ground over there. You know, we used to go back and forth. There was no border. But now that border there slows everything right down. Hyder used to be a bustling little place. You know, several bars and gift shops, and everybody was going over there. It was a real thing to come here. Most people come here so they could go to Hyder. Everybody used to come up in ships. That's all these pilings you see up here. The steamships used to come up in here, and old, you know, Hyder, BC, they call it. All these pilings over here, that little town.
They had a weekly boat. Weekly boat came in from Vancouver and it would stop in different places. A lot of tourists came up. And the groceries came in and the car would come into the boat. Everything came into the boat. So when the boat came in, the fresh fruit and the fresh vegetables were there, and there was a mad rush at the store. That's because everything was fresh, eh?
Oh, the road that when you left here, it was just a single lane road. It would take 8 hours to go to Terrace. You know, it used to take forever, and as a kid, you know, it was a whole lot of car sickness and corners and hills, and it was quite a terrible little road, but thinking back on it, you know, it was pretty neat. You know?
It was high up. It wasn't where it is now. It was high up in the mountain. You can probably still see there's a road that goes high up the mountain. And you made a lunch, and it was a big thing to go to Terrace. It was about 7 hours, yeah.
The scenery we've seen, that road went beside every lake. We used to stop at every lake. Of course, for a break, you need a break, but you know, all the creeks and lakes and waterfalls and stuff. Every time we met a vehicle, one of us would have to back up. You know, because it was that narrow. Yeah. And half the time it was straight up on one side and straight down on the other, especially by that glacier.
And then the government had stopped working on the road or something for some reason for a while. And then a bunch of us went out to Misiad, and with rakes and stuff. I think I had a rake and we were working on the road.
I don't know, Stewart's doesn't change too much. Look at this dock I work at here.
Yeah.
That thing was made in 1970. That's when it went in there.
Really?
Yeah, 1970. We're still shipping out of there today.
Yeah.
And what kind of changes? I don't know. My dad used to be the wharfinger for that dock right there, the Northland dock. Yeah. Right now the economy's doing pretty good. You know, we got some things happening here, but it's not big time or anything. You know, like I talked to people in town just today and they said, geez, it's pretty slow. You know, in the hardware store, they're saying, geez, it's pretty slow, you know, and usually choppers are flying around here. You know, feels like Vietnam. Not that I've ever been, but you know, just choppers all the time, you know, for diamond drilling, exploration and whatnot. This year, look there should be choppers flying right now and there's not.
We were kids and then we were teenagers. We didn't have TV then. We got together as teenagers and I can still remember we played Monopoly or at somebody's house. And we'd go and get together in somebody's house. We didn't seem to be bored. Walks. Well, they used to have dances. There was a moose hall and a Masonic hall. They had dances and they had get-togethers like for St. Patrick's Day. And I just finished grade 11, then in grade 12, the Opry came in the Bank of Montreal, and I worked there for years. But we used to go up to Premier Mine. The Premier Mine was the mine about 17 miles away, I guess. And we used to go in a little bus or a van or something. They'd take us up, and we'd take the money up. We'd open up an account up there in business, and we always took the two guns with us. I never shot a gun in my life. We had to take the guns with us, I remember.
Some people say she's boring, but I don't know, I'm pretty happy here. Yeah. I love looking at that mountain every day. Yeah. I come to work, I stare out at the ocean, I look up at that mountain, and I grew up going out here with me and my buddies going way down there and for a week sometimes. And we loved it. We absolutely loved it. You know, you go out there, you just need a pound of butter and a frying pan and away you go.
A couple of sea otters been infiltrating our perimeter. Good old-fashioned double granny. When most people think about the ocean, they think about waves crashing on a beach. Me, I think about mirror finish boating down a fjord. Took some patience, but we finally got it. Welcome to the Portland Canal, everybody. Just beautiful out here. This side is Canada, British Columbia. That side is Alaska. You can boat freely back and forth. You're just not allowed to go on shore. If you do go on shore, technically you're required to go all the way to Prince Rupert and then check in, because there is no USA port here or Border Patrol, just Canada. So we've been making notes out here, shrimping what areas are working and what areas are not, and what areas are recommended. I'm feeling so friggin' good about this spot. We've got it down to basically a science. I pull up the first 300 feet of leaded line, and we get the last 75 feet of regular rope for the glory. Is it full?
Jumbo.
A jumbo?
Oh my god!
Is it full?
No, it's not full, but it's jumbo.
Oh my god! There's some huge ones in there. Some jumbos!
We did it!
We did it! Very multicultural pot today. Let me show you.
Oh my god.
Got a few of these monster spot prawns.
1,
2. This is like a record. 3. Almost lost them. 3 monster spot prawns, a collection of coon stripe shrimp, 6 of these little pink shrimp, and the big papa squat lobs. Never seen one so big. Look at that. What a success. And he's just commenting on the color of the water here, and that's one of my favorite things about boating in the Portland Canal. All these rivers coming in, they're basically directly down from glaciers, and it brings a lot of silt down with it. So right here at the end of the channel, it's pretty muddy water, but when you get out far enough where the mud sinks, you get just the glacial silt left behind, and it's just a beautiful turquoise. You can really start to see the color of the water change here. That mud's dropping out, leaving behind some beautiful glacial silt. Can you believe this is the Pacific Ocean? Just beautiful out here today. So nice, we're finally seeing our first bit of wildlife here. Nice big healthy black bear. You can tell he doesn't see very many humans. He doesn't know what to think of us. Oh, another one. That's nice. No grizzlies yet, but nice to get a little taste of some bear action. Would you take a look at that crevasse? Ooh, that's a nice one. Just think, all the years it took this water to carve through that. Unbelievable. Could have been hundreds, could have been thousands, could have been hundreds of thousands. It's really cool. Emmy's getting pretty good captaining the boat, so I have a chance to get off and check out some spots I wouldn't otherwise. I filmed this location a couple years ago, but just from the boat and the drone. Look at this. What an unbelievable spot. I didn't realize how slippery this was until I was actually out of the boat. I'm very concerned about getting back into the boat. Maybe if you could nose up right here. Sit down so you don't crash. Sit down. That was pretty rad, huh? I just needed to strike a pose. Got myself some new jigging lures, courtesy of Stony Tackle Shack. Already got a bird's nest. Going down. See any rockfish on there? Oh, a couple of big ones.
That's one?
Could be. There it is, there's the bottom.
What? Oh, scared me. Something already. Yeah.
Well, I'm about to.
You are?
Yep. No fish in this spot. That's okay though, I know like 10 more that's just full of them. Yeah, this right here, red hot fishing spot. Welcome to fishing spot number 3. Similar to the first 2. The only difference is this one, just loaded with fish.
Oh my God.
fish. I knew it. I friggin' knew it. I took one look at this spot and I said there's a friggin' fish in it.
Should I turn the engine off?
Nope.
Okay.
We might need it in case it goes for a run. Don't want it to spool me.
Whoa!
Nice one.
Yeah, nice one. What's that?
Some type of rockfish.
It's a rockfish?
Yep, that's a rockfish. We're into a monster here! That thing was on as soon as it hit the bottom. No, keep reeling, keep reeling. That's okay, keep reeling. It's just getting tired. Oh, going for a power stance. Oh, yeah. There you go. First ever rockfish. Into another one! Oh! Oh! Got a biggie! Get him in the boat! Pulled up a winner! Beauty! Biggie! Right over there in the tree line is a building that is apparently an old brothel. Might be a little bit of voodoo mama juju in here. Well, got myself nice and seasick flying the drone out here on the waves. We're gonna take the Alaska side home. Check out some of those American waterfalls. Here it is, the real deal, the real thing, actual Alaska. I don't know, everyone talks about their great Alaskan adventure, going remote, going so far. It's just across the channel. Got a pretty nice waterfall coming up here. There's one more big waterfall we'll check out, and then I think we're gonna have to call her a day. It's getting late already. I mean, it's light out till almost midnight, but still. Geez, you know, you don't really realize how far you're going when you're just trickling along slow all day long. We're on our big push back, and let me tell you, it is a grind. But Emmy's been launching the swellfish off 6-foot whitecaps like a pro, and we're officially at our final waterfall of the day. Can't wait to share it with you. It seems my memory has failed me slightly. This appears to be 90% canyon and only 10% waterfall. Nevertheless, it is 100% beautiful, and it's time to go home. Looking good. I was really hoping they'd still be alive. Here you go, bag of shrimps. Hang on, crabs, we're going 4x4 in. Welcome home, everybody. Got the front yard over here. Beautiful flower garden over here. Got the fire pit right here. Just needs a little sprucing up. She's gonna be 10 out of 10. Yep, that's the table now. I mean, I'm just basically a human pickup truck.
crab pot is finally on the fire. No crabs in it yet, but the water's heating up. Whilst I've been struggling with the fire, Emmy's been working her butt off on some world-class sushi and shrimp head miso. Looks freaking amazing. I'm going for this one. Oh my God. Have you tried one yet? Not yet. Can't believe you let me do it first. Wow. We're a little bit behind schedule on making this. Prawns are actually from yesterday, so it could be fresher, but it is freaking delicious. Oh! Oh no! Dang it. It took me a while to get things rolling in the crab department, building up that coal bed in a small spot, but the crabs are ready to go in there. I do a little bit of cooking on this show, but I've never really considered myself a chef. But you can't go wrong with crab. It's super easy. You can use ocean water as the best, or sea salt in your fresh water. Do not cook them in fresh because you'll lose all the flavor. Put them in there, set a timer for 17 minutes, you got dinner. 17 minutes. Everyone in the peanut gallery, look away. Hold your breath. Every season I come to Stewart Hyder with a mitt full of hot leads and a whole bunch of excitement to chase them down. But this is the earliest in the year I've ever been this far north, and the road up into the mountains is actually still snowed in. We managed to find a neat little camping spot right on the side of the road here. The toe of the glacier is just below me. I need my glacier experience for the year, so I packed a small bag. Gonna see about hiking down there. I think the basic plan is to try and find my way down to the old mine road. It should be on the other side of this ridge running along here. Just this first stretch is looking awfully steep and willowed in. Just put the camera away. I was about to cross over that gap. I heard a bunch of rumbling across the valley, just on the fog line there. It's coming down and tumbled all the way down that crack. You can see it sliding down the face there. Pretty amazing getting to see this stuff firsthand, but I'd love to share it with you guys. Let's find a safer path. Got some grizzly tracks going through. At least he's heading that way. These glacier hikes are so deceiving because that sheet of ice out there is so big. Looks like it's right there. Looks like I'll hike for 10 more minutes and I'll be there. That's still a long ways away. But I'm seeing what looks to be a decent path to kind of scramble my way down. Feeling pretty good. Not seen one of these before, but I'm pretty sure this is an explosive to trigger avalanches. And it looks like the blasting cap is still in there. The rest of it's empty. Pretty cool though. before I go out on that glacier. I think it's important to note, walking on this glacier doesn't really fall into the category of something safe. Might fall into a crevasse. The whole glacier might let go and tumble down into the Pacific. But that's the risk you take, and it's a risk I'm willing to take to go for a radical walk out on this glacier. The history up in these mountains is pretty extensive. They've been mining, exploring, and dying, with all due respect, for like 100 and something years. Look at this old glove sitting out here on the glacier. Leather glove. There's a bunch of milled lumber here. I'm guessing that probably came down in an avalanche, but they used to access the mines from the glacier. Hike all the way. Crazy. I'd like to teach you just a little bit about glaciers and how some of this wood probably got out here. I've made my way basically to the center of the glacier, and you can see there's land out here. But if you look up, you'll see basically a path. Something that a lot of people don't realize about glaciers is they are moving. A lot of people describe it as a river of ice. As the snow is deposited on the top, it pushes the ice down and this whole thing flows. That's how glaciers actually carve out valleys. How long exactly it takes for this glacier to move something from up there all the way down here, I have no idea. Could be hundreds of years, could be thousands of years. I'm guessing it's moving at a relatively good pace because you'd expect to see more rocks have gone down, because these rocks are basically just a thermal mass. The sun heats them up and they'll sink down, but these ones are kind of sitting on top. But with climate change these days, the glacier could be melting at a pace that the rocks can't even keep up with. Pretty neat out here in the middle though. Lots of cool stuff to see. And some people might be thinking, where does all this water go? All these little holes and creeks and water flowing on top? Well, the entire Salmon River actually flows right underneath this glacier. So hundreds of feet below my feet, there is a large river roaring away. This is actually my 4th year getting to come and explore around Salmon Glacier, but my first time around the toe. And I think the road being blocked is actually kind of a blessing in disguise, because I've never had an opportunity to go down and actually walk around on a glacier like that. But I think it's time to mosey back down the mountain, retrieve the boat, and put Stewart Hyder in the rear view. Most people coming into Dease Lake pass right by a sign that says the Arctic Pacific Divide, and they don't even realize how special that is. Let me teach you. This is the Tanzila River. It's a tributary of the Stikine River, which flows westward to the Pacific Ocean, going north from here, including the Dease River right after Dease Lake, goes into Liard River and flows north to the Arctic Ocean. Kind of a special little thing. Had to totally backtrack to come see this, but it was so worth it. Today has been quite a mixture of sunshine and rainstorms, but aside from all that, it is a monumentous day
because it marks the first milestone of our Arctic Circle expedition, because we've officially driven the entire length of British Columbia bottom to top, and we're entering Yukon territory.
We are at Little Atlin Lake. One of my best days ever of pike fishing was right here on this lake. Hoping I can duplicate it.
Well, the weather has seemed to turn on us a little bit, but that's okay. Pike don't mind a little bit of rain. And now that I figured out the exact location of Pike Town, I'm just curious how quick we can get into one.
Got a white line fever and there ain't no cure. I'm gonna run that road till there ain't no more. I gotta feel that wind so I can soar. I got a white line fever. Get going!
Are we on? Fish on! I think so too. Keep your tempo.
Get going!
Oh! Is this a gnat? Is this a monster? I think it's a fish. Oh yeah, that's a fish. Keep that tip up. Keep reeling. Keep reeling. We're into a biggie. Oh, it's a monster. It is a freaking monster.
Oh my god!
Let him run. Let him take it. Let him take it. This thing, there's no way we're getting this in the boat. Okay, okay, I need to put on some sunglasses.
Oh my god!
Look at the size of that thing. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Bring him over here. I'm gonna try not to get a hook in the eye right now. It's in the boat. Oh my goodness. Look at this fish. This thing is an absolute tank.
Is it bigger than yours?
This is bigger than any pike I've ever caught. Pissing me off right now with that. Hold it up a little bit. Look at that thing. Oh my goodness. Beautiful first ever northern pike. And it's bigger than any pike I've ever caught. Piss me off right now. Now we're gonna try and release this thing.
Oh, so we cannot keep it.
No, it's too big.
Oh,
That's why I'm letting him go.
okay.
You need to catch a smaller one.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing. You caught too big of a fish. Give it a try. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, yeah.
There he goes. When you first hooked that, I thought you were stuck on the bottom.
On the rock?
On a rock or a weed or something. That's crazy. Was gonna see about getting into a lunker with the fly rod, and big thanks to Stony Tackle Shack for sending me this super radical telescopic fly rod, but we might have got a little too radical reeling in that monster. Something happened to the fly rod. Where did that go? No more playing around. Only monsters allowed. That's a tiny little one. I think we scared away all the big ones. Yeah. Oh, there it is. I knew it. I just friggin' knew it.
I think it's a big one.
You think it's a biggie? There we go.
You got it?
Nope. Not yet. Just about to though.
Oh, you got it. Oh my goodness.
Just tease them in there. There you go.
Not in the gym.
They gotta go in the dirt. They gotta go in the laundry anyways. Oh yeah, there you go. Nice one. Woo! Emmy's on a roll. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
He tried to jump right in at you. There you go. Hold on, little. There you go. Lift straight up. Perfect. That's a nice size.
Yeah.
Oh, right away. He might be a big one. He's staying down there deep. Quite a... Might be into a biggie here.
Wow.
He's not going to fit in the net. We're going to have to do the same thing as before. I'll get the head in, grab his tail, but we need him like super tight. Right off the face. Oh man. Wow. That's beautiful fish. Oh my goodness.
Atlin is one of those little towns that somehow manages to stay off the tourist radar. I think mainly because it just seems so difficult to get here. Atlin is the northernmost town in British Columbia, but the only way in and out is either by float plane, helicopter, or driving through the Yukon. However, once you arrive, you quickly realize it's one of the most beautiful places in our province. It's pretty difficult to compete with the glacier-fed turquoise waters of Atlin Lake, and today we finally get our chance to go out and explore it.
At the tail end, the south end of Teresa Island, there's what's known as First Narrows. It takes you through to the other channel. Then there's a small little run southbound, and then Second Narrows back into the main channel of the lake. That was the plan for today, but it's a 12.5 nautical mile run to the First Narrows. I did map this out a little bit with Philip with Atlin Mountain Coffee Roasters, and there is a passage you can take along the shoreline here that's pretty protected. So we'll do some running along the shore. If it's looking protected all the way, we'll do it. We have at least a window of usable weather right now, so we're taking the shortest route possible. Straight across to that point, and then we'll cross to the west side and then take that shoreline down to the Narrows. The sun just came out and I can't believe the difference it made in the watercolor. Just slowed down to switch drivers. I gotta show you this water while it's this current color, because it's gonna get a little bit milkier as we get towards the glaciers. Look at that. Unbelievable. This is the weather we were hoping for and expecting for the first half of the day. So hopefully we can get our crossings done and then utilize the tailwind on the way home. It's gonna be wavy, but at least it's not gonna be cold. There's our passage. Nice and wide. I knew this was going to be a good trip. It's far better than I expected. We're just starting into our crossing here. You can see all the way to the glacier up there. This is where we're heading, straight across. Just coming into First Narrows. Doesn't look overly impressive here because it's just the tail end of it. But up there in the clouds is a mountain top. Here's a better look at Teresa Island. If you want to get back in here and you can't go through the Narrows, you have to go all the way around the other side of that island and then come in that way. The wind is kind of coming along behind us and it's shaded by this mountain here. Just a sheet of glass going across up there. Slight bit of a disaster here. The new drone, with all its fanciness and obstacle avoidance, has crashed into the mountain. Way up there somewhere. We're going for a hike. Emmy's staying with the boat. This great big rescue mission I'm on does have a happy ending. And I am really not looking forward to hiking down off of here. Awfully steep. It's not so bad going down through the alders and stuff, but this cliffside I'm not really a fan of. Real highlight this last section, basically just bushwhacking through the Devil's Club. That was the worst experience of the trip so far. Did you see how high I had to go? Way up there.
Did you find it?
Yeah, it's broken. These real dense sections, I was just sliding through them. Out of control sliding. Which made coming down much faster, but that was a nightmare.
Did you hurt?
No, I mean, I'm taking the next 3 days off for muscle pain. I've used up all of our relax time with drone incidents. And the wind is on its way, so let's get the heck out of here. Kind of hate this place now anyways.
I'm coming home to the great outdoors.
Second Narrows is deep all the way through so far, but look at this.
With a coyote town
Just perfect in here.
right outside your door.
Nice and secluded, calm water, beautiful color.
This land is made for you and me.
A lot of people embark on a trip to the north specifically to drive the Alaska Highway, which I do understand. It's an amazing piece of history. It was a feat of engineering, and it changed the accessibility of the north part of North America. But in my humble opinion, the Alaska Highway could be more accurately described today as the Alaska Freeway. But there's a similar and much less known route built at the same time called the Canal Road. It stretches from Norman Wells, Northwest Territory, to Johnson's Crossing, Yukon. Was built in 1943 by the American military for the purpose of piping high-grade oil from Northwest Territories through to Whitehorse and on to Alaska. Funny enough, it was abandoned only 1 year after its completion, and it only ever moved enough oil to fill 1 tanker. And what you can see driving the Canal Road today is basically the same as what you would have seen driving it in the 1940s. Some sections, even as you can see around me right now, still have relics left behind from its construction during the Second World War. Fall is in full swing. It's a beautiful time of year to be doing a remote mountain pass. It's finally time we're doing the Canal Road. Look at this. Lost the whole bolt out of the leaf. Well, the final product is not something I'm necessarily proud of, but I do think it'll do the trick. I have the bolt like this going through, and then a lock nut on the other side, nylock, and then a bunch of electrical tape. The electrical tape is only there to keep the bolt from coming unthreaded. And I don't think there's enough movement there that it's going to cut through that tape, at least on this trip. And then going back through Whitehorse, I can get a proper bolt for the leaf hanger. Well, if that's our only breakdown on this trip, that will be just perfect. I don't think we're going to do the complete Canal Road. It's actually split up into 2 sections. There's North Canal and South Canal. We're just leaving Johnson's Crossing, which brings us to the beginning of the South Canal, which is government maintained. Once you get onto the North Canal, which takes you up into Northwest Territories, it is no longer maintained. It's still accessible, but this late in the season, there's a pretty good chance we're going to be running into snow, and there's a lot of steep climbs coming back out. It's just not worth the risk. But we'll be getting at least as far as Ross River, as long as the trailer doesn't fall apart. Many of the old bridges have been taken out and replaced with culverts, but one good thing about driving an old military road, whatever bridges are left should be more than sturdy enough to support the rig. Just coming up to our first Bailey Bridge. So far, the beauty of the canal has lived up to what I was expecting, but as far as condition, this road makes the Dempster Highway look like a brand new freeway. This road is rough. The original plan was to stay at Quiet Lake, but we didn't realize it's actually a government campground there. This road continues maybe another 60 kilometers. It'll get up into the Alpine, and there's Lapie lakes up there. It's supposed to be super beautiful.
tonight is supposed to be at least okay for some northern lights, and then even better tomorrow. So we'd like to get up out of the tree line, hopefully see some aurora. We're at a little spot called Rose Lake. Still looks quite nice, so we're calling it home for tonight. And then tomorrow we're gonna backtrack a little bit because we've bypassed a whole bunch of really nice stuff that I want to film. But for tonight, this is home. Well, here's camp. I hate that it took us most of the day to get here, but holy smokes is it beautiful. And I can't wait to fire some laser beams out there. River coming in right here.
Hold my breath while I die for us, pretend in the shallowness of you. I've been walking with no shoes.
I consider myself to be a pretty motivated individual. I struggle with procrastination as much as the next guy, but I like to stay pretty busy. I think the times when I struggle the most is in a place like this. There is nothing I would like more than to stand out on this point all day long, practicing my false casts, hoping to be lucky enough to trick a fish into coming over for a sample. We set up camp last night, and I think maybe my third or fourth cast got into a beautiful little lake trout. There was a beaver swimming around in the lake right in front of camp. There's a certain kind of magic that comes with staying in a place like this, especially in the fall. Got to, I think, around -5 last night, but the rig stayed nice and toasty warm, and I think I could happily stay probably several weeks here. But the neat thing about this trip is this is all new territory for us, and we only have a couple days to do it. So we're gonna head out and hopefully find a camping and fishing spot tonight that rivals this one.
I'll keep walking with no shoes.
Well, we're just making our climb up into the mountains here, which is the same section that we did yesterday. But I'm pretty happy to be able to do it twice because it is magnificent. You follow along beside this river all the way, and being down in the valley, the views are consistently changing and consistently amazing. The road is in surprisingly good condition, but there's just enough potholes to force you to go slow enough to absorb it all. Sections of this route are so beautiful, it's easy to forget why this was actually put in here. But it's pretty cool to think that what we see and experience driving this today is exactly the same as what they would have seen and experienced in 1943. I think it's safe to assume that anyone that had any part in the construction of this road is long gone now. But the road remains, and it's the only way you can get back in here and see this stuff. I have zero interest in talking about the politics of war, but I will tell you, I'm happy that it left behind the Canal Road. The pace in which we travel this road had me thinking we were never gonna get there, but we're finally arriving at Lapie Lake, and it looks beautiful. We're really lucky to be here with a couple days of no wind. It looks like a sheet of glass out there. I try not to say it too many times in one season, but this might be the best camp spot. Well, maybe not the best camp spot, because if the weather wasn't good, this really wouldn't be that good. But take a look down the lake right here. I can hardly believe it.
I see a wilderness far in the distance. Oh, silver light, come find me. Silver light, swim wide through a red summer sky, dripped in the color in the light. I'm in the motion, find me in the motion. Oh, silver light, come find me. Silver light, where is the pain that marks the heart of saints with dignity and boldness, dignity and boldness? And white is the slate that covers all my face. So color me a story, color me a story.
The neat thing about Lapie Lakes is there's actually two of them. And what we learned about Lapie number 1, the bug to air ratio is about 70-30, being 70% bug, 30% air. So we made the big push over to Lapie number 2 to realize it's basically the same thing. But the temperature's dropping and the smoke is rolling. We're finally enjoying at least a little bit of freedom. We're gonna stay up late tonight because it's our first night with a really high probability of some northern lights. If they do come around, I'll try some long exposure. If not, well, see you in the morning.
Won't you come, won't you come, won't you come and lift me up? Won't you come, won't you come and lift me up?
Had some beautiful crystal clear skies last night, which means, first of all, it got quite cold. Secondly, we should have had some beautiful northern lights viewing. The KP index was saying a maximum of 6, which is quite high, but unfortunately, nothing. That's okay, we have a couple more chances before we're out of the north, and challenge number 1 today is gonna be getting up out of this camp spot. It's a janky little drop down in here. A little bit of 4x4 action should be a piece of cake.
Oh yeah. Piece of cake for the old girl. Just stopped to take a look at the Lapie River going through the valley here, and the colors are unbelievable. There's no way that I can properly capture this. Well, here we are, finally rolling into Ross River. which is the end of the South Canal, beginning of the North, but unfortunately the end of our Canol Road adventure this year. 4 years I've been waiting to put rubber down on this road. It's the one road that takes you to the very top of Canada, ending at the Arctic Ocean. It's 1,000 kilometers of poorly maintained, unpaved shale and gravel. It's probably one of the main driving forces for building this particular rig, and it's actually the only section this season that is new to not just Destination Adventure, but me entirely. It is almost certainly going to be a dusty and muddy mess. More than anything, it's going to be friggin' awesome. I am incredibly excited to finally welcome you all to the Dempster Highway.
Double back every time I turned you. There are facts when I guess I met my match.
I taped up the door to hopefully mitigate some of the dust inside the rig, but we've intentionally chosen this week to do the Dempster because it's calling for rain, and so far it's looking pretty good. A little bit potholy. I got 44 PSI in the airbags, and I'm averaging about 70 kilometers an hour. If I can maintain this for the next 1,000 kilometers, that'd be just perfect. Just coming into the Tombstone Mountain range, and from what I'm told, this is the nicest part of the whole drive. Surprisingly, the road is getting increasingly better the further we get, so we're making pretty good time. I haven't the slightest idea where we're going to be camping throughout this trip at all, but I think we're shooting for 3 days to do the whole highway. Today, I'm guessing we'll be camping probably somewhere on the other side of the Tombstones.
Fed with livestock, rain, grasses, and grain that are bought in a city from another city that I cannot name.
Everybody told me the Tombstones are beautiful. They have far surpassed my expectations. I think we're about halfway through. We're just stopping at a photo spot here. You guys gotta see it. Look at that. A little bit windy out here, but that's okay. Wow, just beautiful in here. I'm thinking we're gonna be gone by the time the fall colors start to set in. But just imagine this, because these are all going to turn a beautiful red. Those will turn yellow. This whole valley is just going to be red and yellow. We'll see. Maybe when we get all the way up to the top, we'll run into something really cool that keeps us for a month. Then we'll get to see the fall colors. But I have my doubts. Nevertheless, it's time to find somewhere to camp. Oh no. Busted the leaf hanger right off. So I've been traveling and filming like this for the better part of 7 years now, and one unfortunate reality that comes with that is you do become desensitized to things, whether it be experience or views. I've got to tell you, Tombstones is the first place this season to truly shock me. This place is spectacular, and that is an understatement. Unfortunately, I can't fly the drone right here in the park. I'll be putting it up as soon as we're out of here, and hopefully I can capture some views for you guys. but I'm definitely adding the Tombstones to the destination adventure list of places you must visit in the north. Oh, horses. We're a little bit too far away to get a good shot, but there's a whole herd of horses over here. Not sure if they're wild or not, because there was what looked like a ranch property back there, but they're right at the tail end of a rainbow. Quick little detour. I'm seeing something on the hillside over here. It looks like an old communications tower or something. There's a road going over to it, and it doesn't say private property, so we're gonna check it out. I think it's definitely some kind of communications something. Yeah, now that's the problem, is how am I gonna turn around with the trailer on? I think we're gonna have to unhook the trailer. Dang it. Turn it around by hand. Well, there is a certain story that comes along with the sudden change in condition of my new shirt, of which I'm not going to get into, but it did involve almost losing the boat and trailer down the hill back there. Anyways, we got her figured. Back on the road. We've just left the park about 3 kilometers ago, so I'm allowed to fly the drone. And amazing timing. There's a herd of horses down here crossing in the river. That's crazy.
Good eye, Emmy.
Good eye. Good eye, mate. Unbelievable turn of events. We just leave the park, so we're allowed to camp, boondock anywhere. Emmy spied a glorious train of horses that I had to stop and film. And then coincidentally, there's like the world's best camp spot right here. Gonna try and back down there, see if we can find a level spot. Been thinking about spending the 70 bucks on leveling blocks, but when you're having fun like this, it's hard to justify it. This is hilarious. But would you take a look at that view? What an exceptional camp spot. The height of the truck right now is literally comical. Let me show you. Usually the generator just barely fits under the truck. Look at the outdoor kitchen. Gonna need a step stool to cook tonight. This camp spot, I think it falls into the category of probably top 5 I've ever stayed in. And I think it comes down to this mountain and the river. The way the foliage is so sparse here, it reminds me of nothing I've ever seen in Canada before. I actually feel like I'm in the Southern Alps in New Zealand or possibly Iceland. This is the Blackstone River in front of us, and for whatever reason, it flattens out to about 500 meters across right here, and it just breaks into all these different channels and fingers, and that mountain sitting in behind it gives you a view that's honestly kind of hard to comprehend and really difficult to translate on camera. But the highlight, of course, I think has been these horses. They're definitely not wild, but for whatever reason, they've chosen to stay right in front of our camp. They spent the whole night there, and every time we looked out the window, it was getting progressively nicer.
There was rainbows going down the valley, then rainbows and horses, and we finished off the night with a beautiful golden hour. I think we could spend a week here pretty happily, but we still have actually more than 700 kilometers to cover, so time to hit the road.
We do have a destination today, the other side of Eagle Plains, which will bring us officially into the Arctic Circle. But I'll tell you, it's going to be a grind to get there. We just hit the road and the views already are unbelievable. I've been told that the road improves a lot once you get into Northwest Territory. I'm not sure what to expect because it is pristine condition for a dirt road. We're doing almost 90 kilometers an hour right now, which is the same as what I do on the pavement on the highway. The views remain spectacular, but the road has taken a turn for the worse. I'm hoping it's just because we're climbing this big hill, pretty washboardy, but there's a lot of large rock underneath the surface, so that probably contributes. Drop the airbags down to 30 psi. Unfortunately, the rig is too heavy for me to really play with the tire pressure a whole lot, but shouldn't last too long. The 30 minutes have been pretty rough, so we're gonna stop and just do a check over on the rig, make sure everything's looking good, and it seems like everybody else has a similar idea. Well, everything's looking pretty good. Dad and I built these light covers this year. I kept breaking my lights off the trailer. Several hundred kilometers of dirt road. Well, probably over 1,000 kilometers of dirt road now this season. Haven't broken a light yet. I was under the impression that Eagle Plains was the town right at the Arctic Circle crossing, but there's actually about 40 kilometers difference. Nevertheless, I did find a couple camp spots on satellite, so we're gonna stick to the plan and hopefully find a nice spot by the river here and then push northbound tomorrow. I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. Yesterday was a bit of a grind for me. I mean, this is a purpose-built rig, and the purpose is to access remote, hard-to-reach places like this. But hour after hour of abusing your rig is difficult after a while. But the road is supposed to get drastically better once we hit Northwest Territories. And that's only 87 kilometers ahead of us, so ready to hit the road. We're hitting the road road today without too much of a plan for destination because there's a couple factors that could really interfere with timeline. There's actually 2 ferry crossings on this section over the Peel River and Mackenzie River. I have no idea how long that'll take, but if we can get to Inuvik would be the ultimate plan today, but we're kind of just freestyling it. This section of highway, for whatever reason, runs right through airstrip. I'm thinking it's because there's just nothing else up here, so maybe this is a designated emergency landing strip for aircrafts. I don't know, but we're whipping it right now. The biggest moment of the trip thus far is about to happen. But the way we travel, it's taken us 4 months to get this far because we make incremental progress. It doesn't even feel like that big of a moment. But the reality is we've gone a lot of miles and we are about to cross into the Arctic Circle. Well, we've been here for a bit, taking our photos, but I do have to leave a sticker. I actually don't want to leave it on the sign. Kind of a special sign, you know? So I'm gonna go and find my spot on the dumpster. Oh, the wind caught that one. Didn't even get to put it on there crooked. The wind blew it on there perfectly straight. In the grand scheme of things, it's just driving past another sign, but this one feels different. It also feels windy. Well, I'm not much of a photo person, I think because I'm on camera every day anyways, but I really enjoyed taking those photos. But our journey's far from over. We're in the Arctic Circle, but we still have to get all the way to the Arctic Ocean. Northwest Territories. 415 kilometers to go.
It's forensically
Officially into the Northwest Territory. And there were some folks there putting up a brand new sign. They said there's actually some caribou just up here, so that would be nice. Everything about this drive has far surpassed my expectations, but the land of beautiful mountains and glorious camp spots I think is in the rear view. Just crested a hill, and as far as the eye can see is nothing but flatness. I think we are officially in tundra territory. Just rolling up to our first ferry crossing. Haven't the slightest idea how this works. How's it going?
You're right first to the end.
Up here in the north, you see a lot of different travel rigs, a lot of European expedition trucks. And up in front of us here is your rich person expedition truck. Got an earth roamer. There goes $1 million bill. I have a feeling we're not going to get to our destination tonight. Well, we'll get to a destination, but I don't think it's going to be Inuvik. As a matter of fact, I don't even think we're going to get across the Mackenzie River today. I picked out a couple backup camp spots just south of Inuvik yesterday, in case we didn't make it that far, and this one turned out just perfect. We still want to try and make it to the very top today, so we're getting an early start. It's just after 5 in the morning. Even though the sun is barely setting still, it's a beautiful morning, and it's hovering just above 0. Let's see how the old girl likes a cold start. Easy peasy. It's 3 degrees. Interesting experience. I've never had to wear my sunglasses at 5 in the morning before, but I'll tell you, this sunrise is spectacular. Coming up to our second ferry crossing over the Mackenzie River, and there may have been a miscalculation. We don't know what time the first ferry crossing is. Over the Peel River, it was 9 a.m. That ferry's looking so parked right now. 8:30.
Oh, okay. 2 hours and 30 minutes.
2.5 hours early. Ready to keep whipping it. Wow, that's awesome. Just rolling through Inuvik, which was for many years the northernmost town in Canada you could drive to, and the end of the Dempster Highway. Going forwards from here, we're taking the Inuvik Tuktoyaktuk Highway, which has been in conversation since the 60s, but construction started in 2014 at both ends, met in the middle in 2017, creating the first road in Canada to reach the Arctic Ocean and bridging the 150 kilometers between Tuk and Inuvik, making Tuktoyaktuk officially the northernmost town in Canada that you can drive to. Being this far north, even though it's only 150 kilometers, constructing this highway was a massive undertaking because of all the permafrost, the muskeg, and a tremendous amount of water. If you look at it from satellite, it's hard to believe there's even a road going through that maze. It was somewhat of an engineering marvel, but for us today, it's the final leg of our Arctic Circle expedition. This last 100 kilometers was grueling, but it gives me tremendous pleasure to officially welcome you to Tuktoyaktuk and the Arctic Ocean. One more stop.
Tuktoyaktuk is our home, right on the Arctic Ocean, at the end of the road.
That's right.
It was founded by Mangalalok, who was the chief at that time. And because of the epidemic in Tuktoyaktuk, they moved here and they found a nice harbor where there was a lot of fish. It was close to the whaling grounds. It was said that he had built the first log house in Tuk, and then from there people heard about it, so they started coming to Tuktoyaktuk because there was an abundance of wildlife and good, places to build a home.
That's a tiny girl. I can remember we were on dog team. There was about 14. It was a nomadic life. Life was tough, but we enjoyed it. We worked together in a big family, and that was really enjoyable compared to what life is down south. You have that.
It's a very strong community with strong ties to culture and especially the land.
All summer we do harvest, pick berries, picnic, all this. Just like a holiday, but we prepare ourselves for the winter. We be there in June harvesting fish all summer till early October. And then when we get our stash and everything for the whole winter, not just for ourselves, but for the community.
If there's a family who is kind of maybe facing a bit difficulty, there are other people who will come out and help for sure, especially in times of grief, and so there's a lot of community here.
And we work together, make everything fun for the summer. Fish is the main. They used to get seals quite a bit of time. One thing I miss is seal meat, because my mother always had it. We used every animal that's there for the winter at one time because we were hitting hard times. I thank the ocean for bringing all these fish in, because if it wasn't for them, we'd never be here.
When the hunters used to go out on the land, they would eat oil, like the whale oil, and they say it sustains them more during their travel by dogs or working out in the cold weather.
It's a really healthy food. It's the meat, the maktak, and the oil. That's what kept us alive. It's really high protein, vitamin, and some tourists don't realize why we eat this. They're really curious, and they like to taste our food, and we let them. We like to share, but we do it for them.
We were taught by our elders, our parents, grandparents. They taught us how to live off the land. We just love being out there because, and when we do go out there, like in the springtime especially, we could still feel our elders there and all what they've taught us. So it's really a strong connection because we know our food is right out there. There's tuktu and geese, and when people do get food out on the land, such as whales, the kilaluga, there's word out there that says, okay, so-and-so has a whale, come and get and help yourself to some maktak. So that's what they do, and it still carries on.
I'll tell you, first time I ever went whaling was last year with my granddaughter. We caught a almost 14-foot whale. We carved it, the island, Hendrickson Island, brought it home. And that was really something for me because she wanted to take me out. And I'm so proud of her for that. Our younger generation are picking up her. We can't do it no more. Like, I'm over 70, yeah. And I try my best to educate and teach them how to do it.
It's good to have family here. We help each other out. And then we have grandchildren. Oh, I just love them so much, you know? Yeah. We have to step up, you know, when we have to teach them. They love being out on the land. They just rather be there in the spring than be sitting in a classroom with four walls, you know? Because they're learning out there. They're learning about science and they're learning about culture. They're learning about everything, you know? It's just so wonderful. And they're catching fish and geese.
I was single mom when I was raising my 3 kids. And I always brought them out on land. And they love it. Now they have their own equipment and everything. They're taking me out, so that's good. I love to go out.
By the end of November, we're pretty well into dark days, you know, and a little bit of maybe 3 hours, 4 hours of maybe like dusk. There's no sun, you know, we just so look forward to the brighter days. Even that first sunlight that peeps up over the horizon, oh, we know that spring is coming and the birds will be here and the brightness, you know. And then when it stays, it's just beautiful. We just love that. And we look forward to that every year, like it's a seasonal thing every year. And then fall time, we know because we are seasonal hunters and gatherers, we look forward to every season. Because in the fall, which is coming very soon, you can see, we look forward to the berries, the hunting of Tuktoyaktuk, the caribou, and a lot of camping out in the land, because you know that's how strongly connected we are to the land. Many people set up camps out there and just stay out there, and yeah, it's just beautiful, you know. And you could see people in town, and you know we know who everybody is because we're all family or friends. But when you go out there, it's just like, oh, I haven't seen you for a long time. Hello, and how are you? Kanawitpid, how are you? And you know, how many fish did you catch today? Any bites? Years ago, when we had no electricity, we had gas lamps, so we had to buy gas from the store. And before that, we had to get our seals to cut the oksok, the oil, and use that for our light and our heat in the igloos. And then when we settled as a community and the stores came and the missionaries, we started learning. Our elders started finding out, oh, this is easier and I like this. And because I remember my dad, we were living on the island there, he built his own log house and we had a fuel stove and we used to burn coal. Yeah, so they would get coal from the supplies that they had here and white gas, so we were able to use lanterns for our light. It's so good to have. Flip the switch and you got electricity and yeah, and street lights and truck lights, Christmas lights, Gilhayite, which is the northern lights, and the stars, and the moonlight is just beautiful here. Yeah.
All this I learned from my dad. My dad never went to school, but he can understand life. My mother went to resident school. She's kind of quiet, and you know, when you're in resident school, you're not taught how to love. You're not taught to say I love you. You're not taught to hug. You know, it was unbelievable. My dad was opposite. He would tell us love you and all this in his language. Big Makupkin means I love you. It's a long word, but as we got older, he said, called us by our new nickname, means our pet name. He told us, now that you're older, you see something, you hear something, somebody saying something that's bad, that's not right, don't be afraid to tell. Don't be afraid to talk back. Even if they fight you, make fun of you, don't like you. But he said, one day, he said, they're going to come to you for help. And I really like that word because it is true.
I consider myself to be incredibly fortunate to have had a life filled with quite a lot of adventure so far. And this trip to the Arctic is probably the greatest yet because I built this truck specifically for this trip. Since returning from the Arctic, I've had to take a year off of travel to establish a home base here at Lot 32, which is a critical step because it allows me to start planning the future of destination adventure and expeditions far greater than I ever imagined I'd have the opportunity to pursue. With work on the house almost done and the truck almost ready, we're nearing the embarkation date of our very exciting 2026 expedition. And with Canada being the second largest country in the world, it's hard to imagine I'll ever have the chance to see it all, but you may have noticed by now, my heart always seems to draw me towards the ocean. And on the opposite side of Canada, there is a coastline that is completely foreign to me. We have a few more weeks of work and prep, but I am so excited to say that this coming travel season, we are pointing the compass east for the first time, and we are heading for the Maritimes. I would like to thank you all for joining me on this glorious adventure of life. And most of all, thanks for watching, everybody.
Started too fast, now you can't slow down. The runaway girl in a hurricane town, singing a song that you never really knew, and I need you to come back home.